afternoon, gladiators. Welcome back to another episode of the Colorful Voices podcast, your safe space for meaningful conversations in mental health, resilience, and community impact. I'm your host and gladiator, Timothy M. Jones. And today we have a very special episode in honor of National Recovery Month. This is an important time for highlighting stories of recovery making a difference in the lives of those who are on that journey. It's an I'm incredibly excited I'm so excited I forgot how to write and speak. I'm incredibly excited to introduce our guest today. Someone who's had a profound impact on my own journey, Miss Candice Cosgrove from Passages to Recovery, a Pittsburgh based nonprofit doing amazing work in the recovery community. For those of you who don't know, Passages to Recovery was there for me during my own unhoused experience, providing crucial support when I needed it most. We'll be diving into their programs, community outreach, and upcoming projects, and even getting something unexpected, quantum computing. So, without further ado, welcome to the show, Candice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for willing to be part of our safe space. And you are Gladiator Queen. Anytime you come on the show, you're already a gladiator. And so, for those who aren't familiar, can you tell our listeners a bit about Passages to Recovery and the incredible programs you've developed?
Sure. So, Passages to Recovery has actually been around for almost 50 years now. We were established in 1976. We were formerly known as the Program for Offenders, which is what most people know us by, but we're working a name change in there. But about a year or two ago, we made the conscious decision to change the name of the organization to remove the stigma that's associated with um, criminal justice system and substance abuse. So we've made a concerted effort to change our name and change the perception of what we do in the community. So right now we cover a wide range of services. We're still true to our original focus of helping those in the criminal justice system with substance abuse issues through our inpatient drug and alcohol treatment, through our outpatient drug and alcohol treatment. But over the last couple of years, we've expanded this out to add community-based programs. So now we offer certified recovery support services, two different types of certified recovery services. One being our peer and family support services, where we service the entire family if necessary, because we know a lot of times that the same socioeconomic problems that affect the person who is dealing with the substance use disorder is also impacting the family as well. We also have a peer advocacy supportive services program, which we call PASS, which works with those in probation, providing certified recovery support services. And then lastly, we have our law enforcement assisted diversion program, which is entitled LEAD, which is a national model that we received through a very competitive grant process that offers long-term sustained case management services to individuals who are affected by substance use, mental health, or poverty related disorders. So we offer a wide plethora of services and programs through Passages right now.
The work that Passages does is so vital to our community. And having the ability and opportunity to see on a daily basis just the lives that you've affected and the amazing work and the staff that you and the staff do. I can personally attest to how much having a safe space means when you're in a vulnerable situation. Especially as I mentioned earlier, you all were there for me during my unhoused period earlier this year, and I'll forever be grateful for that. The last time I was in an unhoused situation, it took over a decade or close to a decade to find myself out of that. And
Mhm.
because of the community and support, we did that in a month, not even a month. And it was amazing to see. And the way you wrap care around people, mind, body, and spirit, it really creates a foundation for lasting change. Now, yeah, and leading and speaking towards lasting change in some of the and with the programs that you're creating, are there any current or exciting new projects that Passages is currently working on?
So right now we're looking at a few grant opportunities. We're looking at trying to work with adolescents now in the same community support services that I was just explaining about a little while ago. So we're looking at grant opportunities for that, and we're also, like always, kind of keeping our eye out for new. Like, what we really want to do is have an eye out for new and innovative services,
Mhm.
so whatever we can do to push the needle forward, as far as recovery goes, we're always interested in that.
Outstanding, and doing more and getting more involved, especially within our youth, and having the open mind to get out, to be creative, to innovate, and to move that needle forward is amazing, and speaks to the power of peer support as well, especially for our young people who feel so isolated in their recovery process, along with veterans who also feel isolated. And in a brief shift, I have to ask, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple. Purple
I
signifies. Go ahead.
no. Please tell me, why is purple your favorite color?
Purple signifies royalty. It signifies everything I do comes from a faith based perspective.
Yeah.
So I look at a lot of what I do as ministry. Purple is the color of royalty. It is a royal priesthood. So yeah, that is my favorite color.
I love that everything that you do is from a space of ministry. It's rooted in a foundation. It comes from love, and it speaks to your passion, and authenticity matters. And where it comes from matters. And I'm so grateful and I'm proud to hear that, because and we've had this conversation before, when I made the choice, when I had a clear day long time ago, when I was going to make a final decision, and then I looked up into the sky in Campbellton, Florida, and I it was clear, and I heard the voice of God, call it hero, shiro, Allah, Ra, whoever you want to call it, source. But that
Exactly.
voice said, do not do what I was about to do. And if
Hmm.
I didn't do that then, I had to make another choice. And that means I had to clean my life up. And that was that moment that I said, I gave my life away. And this divine journey that we are all taking shape together defined itself and continues to. So, Candice, I had a curveball for you because I like to throw curveballs.
Go for it. Go for it.
So here's that. Here's the curveball. Here's the first one that you didn't know I was going to ask.
Okay.
I love to
Okay.
give flowers. I love to give flowers to those right here, right now. And you've worked alongside me, so I can be a little emoting. And here are the
Okay.
flowers. During my unhoused period, you and everyone at Team Passages were so kind to me. And there was a moment where I needed a ride over to my temporary place that I was staying. And we just had beautiful conversation of just being human. And in that moment of you pouring in and ministering to me, in that moment, it meant a lot because I was a little unsure of really where things were going to go housing wise. And I appreciate the Comfort Inn and the amazing staff there that was so kind.
Hmm.
Flowers or you and that your mama bear came out and I cannot thank you so much. It was tough. It was a tough day, and you made it less
Hmm.
tough, and you brought sunlight to me. And so thank you.
So let me tell you about. So can I just say this? So you are more than welcome.
Yeah,
I remember very vividly you pulling me to the side and telling me about what was going on with your unhoused situation. And one of the things that I work with the staff on is we don't live in the problem. We live in this. I think I told you that that day. We
you
live in the
did.
solution. What are we doing? Okay, let's get
You
this.
did.
Let's get this happening. You know what I mean? And I think you know what I mean. When we live in the solution, we make things happen. And you know what I
Exactly.
mean. And that's where I and just the conversations that you and I have had over the last several months, you didn't need to live in the problem because that could have
Yeah,
brought on a whole host of other issues. You know what I mean? So it was like,
exactly.
all right, what do we have to do to get this situation solved? And just, you gave me my flowers. I need to give my flowers to my team. My team came together. They wrapped around you and they got what was needed. And at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, the people we serve are my first and foremost concern. It's about the people that we serve, and that's the way that I look at it. So yeah, and you did the work. We have a lot of people that we wrap around like that sometimes, and they don't do the work, but you actually dug in and did the work too. So I give my flowers to you as well.
Thank you. And I receive them, and they come from again, these supports. It takes a village in our community. It takes our corporation to generously donate the corporate social responsibility. We all need one another. And that does go into my second curveball question. And that
Okay.
is, what are your thoughts on quantum computing and its potentials in healthcare?
Okay, that's a question. That's a curveball right there. Um, So, quantum physicist, I am not. But you can't steer away from technology. So I'm excited to see how it advances, substance use disorders and just the field in general. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And what I love about asking that question is just that. It's really getting our communities beginning to educate and getting used that's coming out there. I fully believe that it's going to really, as it changes civilization, it's also going to help a lot of our community catch up in ways and also uncover some opportunity learning wise that we did not know were available to us then. Available to us, excuse me. And that's a future I'd love to see. And
Absolutely.
wow, girl, this conversation almost felt like it just went on by, but I I know why it feels that way. There are some absolute added questions there, and I'm gonna edit some of these parts here. Candice, October, as we know, excuse me, let me pause here. Pause. Candice, as we know, with September being, as we are in nearing the end of September in Suicide Awareness Month, along with Recovery Awareness Month, and we go into October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is important for us to acknowledge and recognize the lights of those that we have lost and those lights that we have that are fighting and those lights that we are pouring into because we're here. And it's important to give space for them. Is there anyone in your family or in circle that you'd like to give space to and honor today?
So, you know what? I just want to give space in general to those that are sick and suffering with the disease of addiction. Like most, it runs in everybody's family, friends, all of those things. You're pressed to find a family who's not been affected some way or the other. I know from my own aspect that, suicide itself runs in my family as well too. So I just want to give space for, those people as well too. And I think it's about everything I do is I try to make it as a sense of community and not just a specific person, because when we suffer, we don't suffer alone. And when we recover, we don't recover alone either. So it's about community.
Absolutely. I could not have said that any better. As we wind down, I love, love the growth that is Passages to Recovery. And I'm looking forward to seeing the continued growth within our community and team. And it's important that we share that message. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say this, girl. these last 2 minutes, these last 2 minutes are yours in Passages to
Mhm.
Recovery, because and we're going to continue the conversation. So gladiators, by the way, this isn't just a one-off. We're going to have many more of these conversations. If you're struggling with addiction, if you're struggling with dark thoughts, we're here for you. More importantly, this is a conversation. Please add your questions down below. We are here to answer them in the best way that we can. Candice, I would be honored if you take these last 2 to 3 minutes to share and sign off for our gladiators.
So I would just like to say again, when we suffer, we don't suffer alone. We have family, we have friends, we have a community that suffers along with us. But when we recover in community as well too. So I guess my urging would be that if you are struggling in any way, whether it be substance abuse, mental health, domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on, community violence, PTSD, all of those things, there are people that are here to help. Passages is just one piece of a very large puzzle that of services that are out there that can help. Of course, we're there. We take the call, whether you're ready to admit that you're ready to get into treatment and start this recovery process, or you're on the fence and you're thinking about it. We have services to offer either or. And if we don't have the services, the team is very skilled in finding people the services that they need. So you do not have to do this alone. And I think it's very important to keep reiterating that, especially with it being, Suicide Awareness Month, that you do not have to do this alone, that there are people out there that can reach out to you. We will get Timothy the contact information if anybody needs to reach out. And, we're here because, again, you do not have to do this alone.
Thank you so much. This is, again, the beginning of our conversations, the beginning of allowing all to see our resources that are in our community. Thank you so much, gladiators, for joining us. Until our next episode, and babies, it's going to continue to be glorious. Have a good one, gladiators. Bye.